Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. I'm trying to block out that light, but I might have to do something different with that. Uh, for the main read, I'm going to use the Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn, supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. Let's see what we got for Taurus. Okay. Ooh. How many have we got popping out here? Sometimes they come out of the bottom of the deck. It's like it just kind of decides for itself. Okay. When I'm feeling this for Taurus, it's interesting to me because I think the moon is in Scorpio, which is the opposite of Taurus. So I don't know why that seems significant, but there might be a Scorpio connection here or some type of agitation going on here. Scorpio and Taurus are opposites, so I'm just connecting into like there's some type of, it almost feels like a full moon moment. It is not a full moon today where I am. Well, it's not a full moon today. Let's just leave it at that. Now that I think of it. But I feel like there's something good here that's about to change. And it's like realizing that something isn't bad. Finding your connection to it to improve things so that you're more comfortable. 'Cause something is changing here, and I'm getting the change is hard, but I'm also getting like it's like there's almost like a treasure left for you. You just gotta find it to put things back where you're comfortable. And it's like, I feel like that's the problem with this situation. It's kind of like they're giving you something here, they're showing you something that you're not comfortable with, and they're trying to show you like where this hidden treasure is, where you can put something back in perspective so you can get more joy and more happiness out of it. Starting off, you've got peace and abundance is how you're starting off. The situation, the way it starts off, you like it the way it is. You're not into the changing of things, because it's good the way it is. There's a third card here. It's destiny. It kind of reminds me of that old adage, I guess you would say. The only thing you can depend on is change. I don't think I'm saying it right. But like change is constant. Like change will always happen. Things will always change. Nothing stays the same. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. So it's a situation you really don't want to change. That's about to change, at least in this part of the story. Really good situation. Something you're very comfortable, happy with. Destiny saying, well, life does what life does, and it's about to do it. This happens first. Ooh, jeez. Okay. There's no way getting around this. So if it hits, then it hits. If it doesn't hit, then it doesn't hit. This just going to be, it's either it hits or it doesn't, is what I'm getting with this. Ten of Swords happens in the environment. The Ten of Wands, Three of Swords, and then the, ironically, Sun card at the bottom. Which is telling me there's a lot of stress here that somebody can't handle anymore. A lot of stress, they just can't do it anymore. Their Sun card is telling me they need this to change. The situation has become very overwhelming for them. They're very heartbroken about the situation. They don't want to be a part of it anymore. The way they're changing it is I feel like they're leaving it. Yeah, this is all happening around you. I don't feel like you have the ability to make choices here. Somebody's feeling really stressed and upset about the situation, and the way they're going to get out of it is literally get out of it. I feel like somebody's leaving the situation. Like, they're done. They're like, I can't do it anymore. The situation is bad. This is bad. This is bad. It's a lot of stress. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of constantly dragging these rocks up the hills. It's kind of like that's what this person feels like. Like they're constantly dragging heavy rocks up a hill, and they're just like, for what? For what? I hate this. I don't feel like it really is beneficial. I don't feel like it's worth it for me. Maybe it's beneficial for someone else, but it's not for me. And they're deciding that their Sun card is to get right out of it. They're leaving it totally. when that happens, it's like the leaving. I feel like somebody's leaving. When that happens, there's a lot of people who feel devastated about this. The exit of this it seems positive for that person, but it's very devastating for other people. And you're not happy about it either, but at the same time, you know the decision is out of your hand with the Five of Swords. Kind of like that's the fruitless win, in the sense of like, all you can do is accept it. The situation, I don't know. The fruitless win is a strange card because you're deciding to let it go. You're not really happy with it. It's crossed with the Five of Cups. Kind of like, I don't want to say that you're accepting it, but it's kind of like, all you can do now is accept it. The best thing to do at this point is just try to accept it and move forward with the next foot forward. In reality, I don't think you're able to accept it that quickly, but it's like you're thinking it through, like, what's happened has happened. Fighting against it is too late. It's done. It's kind of like once the milk falls off the table, you can't scoop it back up and put it back in the pitcher. That'd be disgusting for one. But it's like it's what's done is done. What's done is done. And you're trying to be realistic about it, but you're not happy about it, and you're trying just to let it go. You're trying to accept it. You're not really liking it, because that's like being masked by the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is moving on. Trying to not really deal with it in the sense of like trying to not overthink it. Kind of like, well, it happened, so why overthink it? The Five of Cups is saying deep down you really don't like it. You're not a fan of this. And then the final card here, this one is just kind of like, it was out of my control. That's what I'm getting from the Five of Swords anyway. I'm an intuitive reader, just to be fair, because I know that comes through different ways for different people, but that's what I'm getting in this situation. Like, out of my control. It happened. Now, whatever moved on, I'm getting the Star card covering the Two of Cups, which is telling me, literally, whatever changed here, I just want to be careful. It's a general read, so take it with a grain of salt. It does feel like that was better for this person. Take it with a grain of salt. This is a general read, so this person did what they had to do, and it was right for them. Just be careful with that. There's creativity with it, which tells me there's something left behind that makes me feel like something was left behind. Something of value was left behind. I'm getting that again. Again, once it's done, though, you seem to keep playing it over in your head, like, it's done. There's nothing, like, there's no negotiation. It's done. And I feel like that's what you keep going back to. I'm just trying to block out that light again. Don't know if I can do it. There we go. You're letting go. You're basically letting go because it's fruitless to not. It's just a waste of time. And I feel like you're easily connecting to that. Like, once the milk is all over the floor, like, you just clean it up and you get something else. You may not like it and it's annoying, but stomping around the kitchen, wailing and crying about this milk all over the floor, it doesn't clean it up. It's not going to put you back in time so it doesn't happen. It's done. It happened. It happened. You can plan for the next time around to, like, keep the milk in a safer spot if you can, if possible. But that's what you got. You are really connecting to that. Things go back in order. Divine guidance is telling me you're just kind of like, all right, let's just put things back in line. Now that that's happened, now that that change has happened, let's just put things back in order. Let's put things back in line. Let's just deal with what we actually have left. And just keep moving forward. Let's just keep moving forward. Let's not keep spinning our wheels, whining about what happened. I don't want to do that. I'm not really interested in hearing other people do that. Let's just keep moving. Let's just keep moving. Now, I feel like when I'm seeing these two, because the one this is face down, which is telling me I don't know if it's really coming towards you, but this is what's happening behind the scenes. It's true love come to me, and the face down card is the Prince of Swords, which is, in this deck for me anyway, it kind of teeters between the page and knight energy. depending on what's going on. I know that that person's on a horse, but to me, it depends on what's going on here and what's around it. And I feel like it's kind of like follower leader type back and forth, trying to accept things. People behind the scenes are working through things the way they need to. I don't feel like you really want to be a part of this, and I don't think you have to be. I think it's okay, because I know sometimes people are like they feel obligated to be a part of things. In this situation, you just don't want to be, and I feel like things are working themselves out behind the scenes. And in this situation, it seems like it's okay. That's not always the case in life, but in this situation, it seems like it's fine. You're continuing forward, doing what you got to do. And I feel like you're getting stronger with that, kind of like, I don't want to center on the negative. I just want to make a difference where I can. I want to do what I can here to keep things going. And you're doing that. You got the King of Wands kind of like, you know what? Things happen, moving forward, not centering on what went wrong, centering on what I can make a difference with, what I have control of, what I can make a difference with. That's where you're putting all your energy. I might even say you're hyper-focusing on the things that you actually can do something about. Not wasting your time on thoughts that, like, it happened, I don't want to think about it, it's not helping anything, I don't want to do that. Okay. Whatever was removed, something else is going to come back. Like, something else is going to replace it. So whatever was gone, there's something new coming in to replace it. Whatever left, something else is coming back. The Strength card with the magical powers. This is something you need to be connected with. Strength with the magical powers is telling me to make this is something that can be very good. But especially when I'm connecting with the Strength, I feel your influence on what's coming in next. If your influence is there, everything stabilizes and goes, like, it fits into place a lot easier. It's kind of like you know the overview of this whole situation. And when something new comes in, you can see where this type of energy will fit the best. It doesn't have to mean that it's like your energy or completely different. It might have a mix, is what I'm getting. But you see where, okay, somebody being a mix of that energy would fit really good over here, and if I give them the heads up about how to do it, we could have some stable place to stand, and we might be able to depend on this person. I'm thinking it's a person thing. When this change comes in, because it feels like it's a person for a lot of you, whatever's changing, something new is coming in. You may not be expecting it. You may even have the opinion, well, just because that person left doesn't mean we need a replacement. But I'm getting at a replacement in sorts is happening. You want to bond with this person. I don't know why it seems like my camera just got really fuzzy. The Four of Wands is telling me you want to bond with this person. When you bond with this person, I do feel like this is going to stabilize things. I also want to give you the heads up. This does not mean that you're going to get along with this person great. You want to bond with them. It doesn't mean you're going to be best buddies. You do want to bond with them, though, even through your differences. Trying to block out that light again. The Five of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles. There's certain things you're never going to agree on. That's what I'm getting for this. This doesn't have to be that bad. Realize it right off the bat. There's just certain things you will never agree on. If you're in the standing where you already see that, I just don't see you wanting to waste your time on a fruitless conversation when you're like, they see it that way, I see it this way, they're not going to change their opinion, I'm not going to change my opinion. So why poke the horse, or poke the bull, poke the bear? I got there. Why poke the bear on that situation? The advice, and this may seem a little counterproductive, is to maybe, when you know you don't agree, and you know this person's not going to change their mind, and you're certainly not going to change yours, which is fine. Like, you both have a difference. You know why you stand where you stand, and you have a lot of good reasons for that. They feel they have the same. Whether you agree with their reasons, that's a whole different thing, obviously. But you know they have those reasons. You're not going to be okay with it. You're not going to like it. But you can kind of play it down a little bit so it's not such a thorn in the situation. It's about your comfort. Up until this point, you have definitely had the energy of not wasting your time on things that don't matter, or not, I shouldn't say don't matter, not wasting your time on things that aren't going to change. Like, if you have a big rock in front of you and all you have is a toothpick to hit it with, if you just keep going over there and hitting this rock with that toothpick, you're literally wasting your time. Like, what are you expecting to happen with that? Like, if you're expecting to move that giant rock by hitting it with a toothpick, it's just a waste of your time. And that's kind of this situation. They're like, if you don't understand, or if you don't understand their viewpoint or agree with it, and you're not going to, and you know that they're not going to understand or agree with yours either, don't waste your time on it. Center on the things that actually can make a difference. The glamour is saying, letting this person think you're more comfortable with the situation than you actually are, only because it's not worth the debate back and forth. It's just a fruitless situation. If you're able to do that, I'm getting you do get victory from this situation, and you get home safe protection, which is telling me this will be very solid and stable. Staying away from the things you don't agree on puts this person more on your side and more likely to support what you want to do when it matches. If you go towards these differences of opinion and it becomes too amped up, they may stop listening to what you want or how you feel about other things that they may agree with you on. They may just all of a sudden have this rote routine where they just expect you to agree, or they're so bent out of shape about something else the two of you disagree on that anything you bring forward, they're all automatically going to be like, nope, whatever that Taurus wants, you can just forget it. I'm not going to get involved in that. Nope. So you want to be careful about how they react to you. You don't want them to get in that mindset where they're just too stubborn to even consider what you think. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're going with this. This is like the asset, the good part of this, how this can go better. This is like that gift that you might not see. If you're able to like work through this and kind of let somebody else feel like you're more okay with something than you actually are, they're more likely to be cooperative when you need them to, because there are going to be things you do agree on. But if they're all bent out of shape about something you don't, it could be the minimalist thing, but if they're just like all worked up and they're constantly worked up about that, like if they're just like, that table should be in the other room, and you're constantly fighting about this table, it should be in the other room, and they're just like, every time they look at you, they're just like, oh, that table, and they're just always on me about that stupid table. Then you come across like, we should, clean ahead of time. We should clean today instead of tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be really busy. So if we clean today, we don't have to worry about it. Oh, you and your rules. I don't have to deal with your rules. You can't tell me what to do. You could be flat out right. So flat out right, it's ridiculous. But they're so bent out of shape about the argument with the stupid table that they're just ready. They're just looking for a fight. They're just constantly in that fight mode with you. You don't want that. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm hoping I gave it the correct way. Are we good? I think we're done. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.